Hi, my name is Sam Poon, and this is ZigZag. A few months ago during IAP, I went to Brazil, to Sao Paulo and to Tocantins. I decided to bring a camera with me to shoot some footage, and I knew it was going to be a great trip because I was going with the MIT DLab class.
DLab is a series of courses and fieldwork that are offered at MIT to give students an opportunity to do hands-on projects in the developing world, to understand the role of technology in international development and in community development.
During the course of the class, we learned what NGOs have done successfully, and in other cases how they failed in developing countries. And we also look at specific technologies.
We're trying to work with the people, helping them identify what their problems are and then helping them solve the problems themselves.
The sort of work that DLab does, which is focused on working from the bottom up, I think this is the way that the world is going to change.
Around halfway through the semester, we picked countries that we want to go to. I picked Brazil team along with 4 other students.
Brazil has always been one of those countries that has really sparked my interest, and I was very interested in learning more about it.
I was very interested because we were going to spend half of our time in the rural areas and then half of our time in the urban area.
We spent 10 days in Canuana. This is in Tocantins in the interior of Brazil.
Our bus broke down on the way to Canuana. We worked with some of the students from the University of Sao Paulo, and the moment that the bus broke down, they took their football out and played in the middle of the highway. We're setting up for the meeting. A lot of people in the settlement have been invited so that we can talk to them about their problems and their needs and perhaps propose some solutions.
One thing that I learned was that everyone was very flexible, and where we had planned in advance what projects we wanted to do, once we got down there we really listened to the people and tried to develop projects that were going to be really useful in the time that we could spend there.
On a typical day, we would have a big meeting with everybody, just to touch base and see what was going on and what was happening during the day. We would then divide into our groups to do whatever work was necessary for the group.
There was the water group, the source of income group. I was in the health group. We kind of focused on the problem of smoke. Actually, the #1 killer of kids under the age of 5 is smoke in the kitchen. Many of these people, they experience the symptoms of headaches, coughing, teary eyes, bad sleeping. Here is the ventilation hole for that stove. We really wanted to build a chimney out of locally available resources. That again goes along with the idea of appropriate technologies. One of the trash that they have was tin cans. So we took the tin cans and we put together a chimney. We installed the chimney into one house and we taught the neighbors how to do a similar chimney with their tin cans.
Olhando de assim e não de assim.
Chimney's working!
In Canuana, I was working with the water team. Our main goal was to try to disseminate the technology of treating water using PET bottles, which is just clear plastic water bottles. We used this technology, which basically consisted of a solar reflector to reflect the heat back into the water bottles, and then you leave that in the sun for 6 to 8 hours, and according to our after tests, that killed nearly all of the bacteria that was in the water.
Delightfully, this is the result that we got.
I'm coming for no colonies? Basically, we spent half our trip in Sao Paulo, in Jardim Consensa, and we wanted to do community building projects there.
My part of the team, we were working on renovating a square in the middle of a neighborhood. It was mainly used for dumping rubble, all sorts of wastes. When we talked to the people who live around the square, they told us a lot of kids come and do drugs there at night, so we decided to engage the whole community in a week of renovating the square.
You take a space and with the community members you help develop it into something that is very positive.
So we started by cleaning up. The first 2 days just the kids would help us, and by the end of the week it was really nice to see all of the people bringing out pots of plants to plant them in the square, or paint, or whatever thing they had, they would contribute to the renovation of the square.
The reason why Sam is filming all the time is because by filming he doesn't get you to do anything.
So it was really a very positive experience.
One of the projects that we ended up doing was organizing a football tournament. It was kind of informal. We just went on the streets inviting kids to play, kids under the age of 14. And on the day of the competition, it was just amazing seeing these Brazilian kids just doing their thing, and they really have some really good footwork.
It's very small steps right now that we're taking, but I think the main way in which DLab is making a difference is by teaching us, the students who take the class, how it is possible to still go and work in developing countries and make a difference. I would definitely encourage any student to take DLab.
It was definitely the most eye-opening experience in my life.
I realised that maybe what we should do is to help them do what they're doing better rather than trying to change what it is that they're doing.